AI is helping students and researchers move faster than ever. But I'm also seeing something scary. AI is quietly becoming a big source of research mistakes. Not the obvious ones like fake citations or robotic writing, but the hidden ones. The kind you notice only after weeks of writing, after hours of reading papers, or when your dissertation suddenly feels like it has no direction and everything starts falling apart. I don't mean that AI is trying to harm you. The problem is that AI can make you feel sure before you truly understand it. It can make you move fast before you know where you are going, and it can produce clean, polished text before your research logic is ready. And today I will show you 5 ways that can happen, and I will show you the safe way to use AI so it supports your work instead of damaging it. And at the end, I will give you a small set of prompts you can copy and reuse, and that will be totally free. Hi, I'm Pimsha Mayanti. For the last 6 to 7 years, I have worked behind the scenes supporting student research projects, especially thesis writing, literature reviews, and structuring chapters in the way supervisors accept. Now I share everything I have learned publicly, so the students can do their work faster and more correctly. You might already know me from social media. I run a thesis tip channel on TikTok with around 11K followers, and I share academic tips on LinkedIn with around 12K followers. Not only that, I also have my website www.smartsystems.com where I post resources and tools. This channel is for practical research help in simple language, so you don't waste weeks going in the wrong direction. The first trap is what I call the praise trap. You tell AI your topic and it reacts like a hype friend. It says your idea is so fresh, your gap is big, and your contribution is very strong. But praise is not evidence. Many topics that sound exciting are already done many times, or they are too broad to publish, or they cannot be answered with your time and resources. I have seen students spend weeks writing before they discover 3 or 4 very similar studies already exist, and the gap was not real. The safe fix is simple. Before writing any paragraph, you need to do a duplication check. What is the duplication checks? It means search for clause matches, not just keywords. Look for studies with the same variables, the same population, and the same method. If you find many clause twins, you must narrow or change the angle before you write. The second trap is what I call the structure mismatch. AI can write good sentences, but research is not sentences. Research is alignment. Your research question must match with your objectives, and your objectives should match with your variables, and your variables should match your data collection, and your data collection must match your analysis. When AI helps you in small pieces, it can accidentally create a chain where each piece is okay alone, but the full set does not match. I often see drafts where the literature review talks about one idea, the objective talks about another, and the methodology measures completely something else. The safe fix is to keep one simple research map on one page, write your research question in one line, then 3 objectives, then the exact variables for each objectives, and the exact method you will use to test each one. If any line cannot be linked clearly, you need to stop and fix it before writing more. The third trap is what I call method drift, and this happens when you keep asking AI for more frameworks, more hypotheses, more models, more tests, more sections. AI will happily generate extra parts even if they do not belong to your research design. The common example is when someone starts with a normal narrative literature review, but AI pushes them into systematic review language or pushes them into advanced statistics or suggests a meta-analysis style section without proper steps. Then later the student realizes the method is not valid, the field norms are not violated, and they must delete big chunks. Safe fix is to lock the research type clearly. Decide clearly what you are doing and what you are not doing. Then use AI only inside that boundary. For an example, if you are doing a survey study, you stay inside survey logic. If you are doing a systematic review, you follow the required steps. You don't let AI to upgrade your work into something you did not plan and cannot defend. fourth trap is what I call the comfort trap. AI is very polite and supportive. It rarely gives tough feedback unless you force it. So students start trusting it like a supervisor. They ask, is my method is good? Is my interpretation correct? And AI often says yes in a very confident tone, even when the logic is weak or assumptions are violated. I have seen this a lot with SPSS interpretation. A student runs a test. AI explained it very nicely, but the variables were coded wrong, the missing values were not handled, or the assumptions were ignored. It's true, the writing looks professional, but the analysis is completely wrong. I will tell you the safe fix is that to stop asking AI to approve you. Instead, you ask AI to attack your work. You make AI behave like a strict examiner. That one change removes a lot of silent errors. The fifth trap is what I call the endless draft problem. AI can help you produce many pages quickly so you feel super productive, but progress is not pages, progress is direction. Literature review must narrow like a funnel, identify a clear gap, and glide into your method. I have seen long literature reviews that look very impressive, but they do not end up with the gap, and they do not justify the method. They are just collection of summaries. AI makes this worse because it can generate endless polished paragraphs without forcing a decision. The safe fix is to add a stop rule. Every section must answer three questions. What do we know? What do we still not know? And how does this connect to my study? If a paragraph cannot answer at least one of those, it is filler and you need to remove it. Now, let me give you the safe way to use AI in a very simple model. Okay. AI is an accelerator, not a steering wheel. If you feed it a bad plan, it will accelerate the bad plan. If you feed it a good plan, it will help you to move faster. So your job is to create the plan first. Then use AI to support small control tasks. Then verify with the real sources. Here's the simple, safe workflow you can follow. First, build your research map on one page before AI writes anything. Second, collect sources properly and keep an evidence log. Even a simple table with author, year, method, sample, key finding, limitation. It's just like a literature matrix and how it relates to your variables. Third one is only then ask AI to summarize or compare, but always with your sources and your map, not from thin air. The fourth one is that run a strict consistency check from research question to method every time you finish a section. Fifth, do a critic check before you submit anything so you catch the quiet errors early. Alright, quick recap before you go. Today we talk about the hidden ways AI can mess up your research, not the obvious stuff like fake citation, but the silent problems like choosing an overdone topic, losing structure, drifting into the wrong method, and trusting AI too much, and writing lots of pages without a clear gap. The key message is very simple. AI can speed you up, but you must stay in control of the structure. To help you apply this immediately, I made two free downloads. One is my AI prompt template with copy-paste prompts for duplication checking, blocking your research design alignment checking, strict examiner feedback, and fixing your literature review funnel. The second is my research map template, so you can connect your research question, objectives, variables, hypothesis, and methodology in one clear plan. You can download both for free from my website. The link is in the description. If this helped you, subscribe for more smart thesis tips and follow me on TikTok and LinkedIn for daily research and AI writing tips. See you in the next video. Happy researching. Bye bye.